and welcome to some Arkade Blaster testing on the Shrine. We are testing the Arkade Blaster, which just got kickstarted, or I forget which. And I got one of the first units as I, backed them, thanks to Elastic Test making me aware of them. And yeah, so today we're testing it. Now, you don't need anything to run this. Yes, the box says there's an app. You don't need the app. That may allow you to mess around with the controls. You don't need that. I wish I had a Windows version, which is kind of silly that I work for Windows, yet there is no software for Windows to adjust the controls, because this being a right stick makes zero sense to me. Why is this mouse control when the entire point of the product is to be like a light gun? So what's the point of this looking when it should be moving? It would be fantastic if it moved. In fact, if you look over there, maybe, and no, you can't see it, but over there is what I use is a Wiimote. Is a Wiimote carrier that makes it into a like this, into a light gun kind of, and it uses the dump for movement. Another example, my Oculus Rift uses control sticks for movement. I don't get it. So I hope I can change up the app, so I will use that eventually, but just out of the box, turn the thing on with the power on button, as opposed to the power off button. Let it do that. You can see that light up here. Now you also need to sync it, which I believe is just a simple process of, which if we were to open another thing, Bluetooth and devices, as you can see, I purposely left out. I was testing it earlier just to see if I could get it working, and I can. So you go here, go there. It should see it right there. You don't need to press anything. Oh, not that. Not that. No. I don't even know what that is. No. So frustrating. Okay, come on. I never clicked that before, but in the rush, I kind of did. Okay, let's cancel. Don't misclick on things. Okay, base. Now it should appear again. I'm not touching anything, as you can see. Give it a minute. If not, we're going to touch something. Windows experience. Okay, let's touch something just to make it aware. That's just for, is it any button or is it literally A? It's any button, okay. Get the blaster going. Setting up blaster. As you can see, got the IP dual controllers, got the two more brothers for controller, got the blaster, and we can't right click on it. Okay, that's fine. Get you out of here. Now let's open up some Musty Collection and try it out. And the only game I have really that's on that list. Look, actually, see as you can see, it uses the mouse movement. Also, as you can see, have it so I'm using so you can see the TV. So you can see the monitor, so you know that I'm actually using this. And look how smooth it is, and also like the ridiculous thing about using mouse for whatever reason. It shouldn't be like that. I'm guessing it's either for looking behind you, getting out of the 180 for screens, or it's for precision. But if you did your job right with the control, with the gyro, you wouldn't need it. If you want to resync. Now the controls is actually pretty magical. Now we're not going to go into active. No, we're not going to go into matchmaking. We're going to just go into this. As you can see, use menus. start. Oh, great. Also, I need to get my headset on. Now, getting used to it's pretty interesting. Except for a hand, I think it's extra large. Because I got large hands, like actual large gloves. Make sure it gets sprint. And it's kind of fits my hand, but it's kind of awkward. Like, again, I want to reach for that for movement, but movement's done with the paddle. And if you put down extra hard, you hit shift. So you don't want to go extra hard in Halo. Want to go left and right? It's these little buttons. Again, like, I don't know why they exist. I don't know why they exist when you add a joystick. That just adds extra cost for a feature which you're not going to use correctly. I don't get it. But as you can see, it's really smooth. That's okay. Why is jump? Also, by the way, the letters on this mean nothing. They're just... the letters on this mean nothing. It's just... Let me try to get comfortable. And also, the gun is really short. I'm not used to using guns that are this short. Okay, C's to reload. That's a grenade. Okay, let's try and see. C's to reload. That one's melee, so that's A, I think. Okay, H is menu. Zoom in with can I have it unlock carry at all times? Oh. Okay, what's crouching? That is a good question. Ooh, you can't crouch. Crouching is a major factor in Halo, and there is no binding for that. The question is this using controller or mouse? Actually, that's an easy thing to find out. So let's go into settings. It's using mouse. Interesting. Because Master Collection doesn't use the classic PS4 nonsense of you get mouse at all times because you're console peasant. You need to get the glory of the mouse. This is where I was saying that this will come in handy, but if you ever used the Wii before, you know it's no big deal. Again, I wish you could, you know, like scroll and stuff. Okay. So you would need to rebind the you would need to rebind the keyboard, not the controller, in order to use this. It could depending on game whether or not it thinks it's a controller or keyboard. But this is why $150 is not too much to ask for this thing. Because this was $100. That was also around $100. So $100 for a fancy keyboard is not that bad, especially nowadays where keyboards can get up to $200 easily. Come on. $44. Want some SWAT action? Get them headshots. That's why it does have rumble whenever you pull the trigger, which, again, it's an odd design decision. Because why not just add an analog trigger with an actual chunk when you use it? You know, with an actual breakpoint? That would make more sense to me, but oh well. Because the trigger only moves about a millimeter. It's kind of upsetting. It's not that bad feeling when you're actually using it, however. It's just it just isn't that good. Or it just isn't that good. I mean, it works just fine, but it doesn't move that much, as opposed to having a nice 1911 style trigger. It's so weird. Really, no one's playing SWAT this hour? In all of the Halos? Okay, no one's playing SWAT this hour, never mind. Hello, snipers. Now also, you can use this for phone games and put your phone here and then actually do it and actually use the full scope of the blaster, which is not bad. Which would be interesting, which I want to try one day, but not today. Oh, people were playing snipers, fantastic. Halo 3. I know this is a normal gameplay video, but Halo 3 Snipe Bound Team Snipers. So, you know, sprinting. I don't know what Shift would do in Halo 3. Oh, getting used to controls. Oh, that was gonna be a headshot, you jerk. Oops, that's melee. Whoops. Jumping. Like nothing makes sense with the control scheme on this. Like, why did you make it so complicated when it had no right to be? Oh. And also, like, there's no reset button either, which is really weird. Again, like, this thing has so many oversights that it's really ridiculous. Why am I looking forward? Why am I? Yeah, just assume you're going to always auto walk. And again, no reset. Okay. Well, let's see if this will lock it. Aha, I locked it. Oh, yeah, like, by the way, the instructions are on the back of the box, and they took out valuable instruction real estate by saying it works with every game, by the way, because it's just mouse and keyboard. I don't know why they did it that way. It makes no sense. Okay. Oh, that's not a button. Okay. Oh. This would be nice if you were standing up, but I'm in my chair like a good console gamer. And I can't reset it actually as you can. You cheat. Get back on. Go. That is a lot easier. It's just that I don't know how to activate the 180 mode because it doesn't tell you on the box. It's so ridiculous. Like, I'm having fun though. Again, that's not move. Perfect. I also want to try this on CSGO, but CSGO's been having issues with accounts, so I don't want to try it. Oh. Like I think this would be a better melee. Like this should be movement and this should be melee. Okay. Yeah, I think I need to figure out how to actually do this thing. Yeah, I definitely need to figure out how to actually get 180 on because it's unplayable in your chair at 360. They knew that. That's why they put 180 in it. 180 lock. So I gotta figure out how to do that. So I'll be right back when I'll be right back once I figure that out. You're locked in Halo. Jeez, really? Really, truly. Alright, so we got it all set up now on the arcade app. And when you use the arcade app, as you can see, you can resync it back up to PC. Since the level that's optimal for you, say Blaster on pair. Off and on again. Also, I updated the blaster, so if you did just select your so if you did get a first run blaster, you still need to update it. So now it should work just fine with Halo. I also added 180, the 180 lock, which oddly you can only do in the app, which is like as you can see, I'm using my Pixel for its camera, so you can see me and the blaster. So I can't, use the app. And of course, there's the law in the universe that is all apps die. Software never does. You can still find software to download and use, but all apps die. It's just a fact. You can still use the software from Windows XP on Windows 10, but an app from early Android you can't use anymore unless you use an early Android. More or less. Or it's just grossly hard to find, or just there's a lot of reasons why it's sure you can, but it's hard to. Okay, this should be much better. Let's go back to Snipers. Also, this should be movement. That's weird. Also, there is a profile for Halo Master Collection, which there should be if it's on the box, because Halo Master Collection is the only Halo game that's out right now that would pertain to this blaster. I mean, of course, there's also Spartan Assault. No Spartan Assault? Okay, never mind then. And also Halo Wars, which we're gonna try. Oh, we're gonna try Halo Wars. Oh, yes, we will. I mean, it should be just like this, because I didn't know if it was gonna have. If this was going to be a controller or a mouse, it doesn't matter for Halo Wars. But no, it's definitely mouse and keyboards where this is emulating. Okay, let's turn it off so we can center it. I wish there was a center button. But I'm enjoying it, it's fun. Yes, SWAT. Let's not suck. And I was trying to customize my controls, so I couldn't find the customization. We'll check out the app. Check out the app in the next video.
SWAT.
What he said. Nope, that's still luck for some reason.
Lost the lead.
Oh.
Tied the lead.
Why aren't you moving?
Gain
There we go.
the lead. Gain the lead.
We're swapping spawns. Like, so cramping inducing. So cramp inducing. Oh. I just couldn't find them. No, whoops. And also finding the buttons is kind of difficult, because again, like, whatever hand they used to define this was huge. I don't have that hand. My hand is large, yes. I do have big hands, but not that big. Yeah. Oh, there. I keep forgetting the controls. And also, again, like, the 180 lock's not working. I don't know why. Gotcha! Oh, that was so smooth. Like, like, it's basically movement that's messed up because it's not using the obvious control stick. Turn, 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 turn. Oh, turn, 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 turn. So frustrating. And yes, I could be playing single player, but why? Whoops. I thought the movement would be a bit easier to understand, but I was wrong. So if you got ADD or something like that, like I do, it's going to be tough to get used to this controller. Because they're not using the stick! Why not use the stick? It's so ridiculous! It's so ridiculous. Why not use the stick for the basic stick function of moving? Why defeat the purpose of owning a gyroscope when you're not going to use the frickin' thing? Other than just to correct yourself. Oh, so smooth. I'm a much better shot with this thing. I thought I would be. Because I'm a much better shot in VR too. I know. Oh, come on. That's time. Oh, I am a much better shot with this thing. That's why I wanted to play SWAT. Snipers is not bad either, but... Ow. Snipers is pretty cool too, but this is better. Let's get readjusted. There we go. Much better.
Tied the leader. Gained the lead.
Okay, reload.
Lost the lead.
It's not like I don't like the paddle. It's just why have a joystick when it's only used as to overcorrect or turn. Similar to a joystick in VR, I must admit. But why not have two joysticks, one on either side? I mean, I guess they kind of don't have the room for that, but oh well. As you can see, it shows my full shield.
Tied the leader. Gained the lead.
I think I need up to sensitivity. Oh, how did the last shot not go in? That was perfect, dead on. What are you talking about, game? There's my melee. And also, the buttons are kind of undefined. Another headshot! Get this thing, you get headshots like for days if you're a good shot. Nope. I mean, yeah, you're supposed to rest your fingers like this, but it's so uncomfortable. Oh. I mean, and the pedal is, I mean, and the seesaw, I should refer to it how I refer to it to begin with. The seesaw is very natural. It's just, the stick is kind of, I don't get the stick. I don't get why you use the stick if you're not using it for movement. It's so ridiculous. Like, this is kind of over-engineered compared to the stick. Like, this would be fantastic for melee. Like, oh, like, I'm going to melee you, bam. That would be fantastic for melee. I don't know why these exist, other than to be, like, quick action controls. Like, for reload and stuff. That would be fantastic. Headshots for days! Headshots for days! That's also zoom? Why is that zoom? Let's open swap. Oh, that's menu. Have fun, crouch.
5 minutes remaining. Game over.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. So, but anyway, you heard the timer. That'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. What do I think of the Arkade Blaster? I like it. It has some weird design oversights, but the overall package is really nice. And if you can customize the controls, which I believe you can, what's the issue? There's no issue. However, if you're getting the Arkade Blaster in the era of in the distant future, where you're looking at this old-timey YouTube video that I reposted on my own website when Green&Blue has dominated the world in its media ways, which you can help with that by looking at the stuff in the description. But besides that, if looking up this on DeltaNet, you wouldn't be able to use this. I mean, yes, you can use it just fine with the default controls, but it's next to useless without them. Again, Arkade, please, for the love of everything, make a software for this thing so it will last forever. So people can go to your website in the future and look up the software, not deal with their phone, not deal with a 21st century phone or an early 21st century 2020 app on a phone which won't exist in the future. Other than they'll have to go find a used phone, have to find a third-party file, and it's just not going to look nice. It's not going to be nice. Whereas if you have software like what Razer does with their mice, I can still use this fantastic mouse because it has software that works with all the modern Razer mice. And I can always download the firmware updates for my mouse despite being old-fashioned and still be better than your mouse that's new-fashioned. But anyway, overall it's really nice and well worth $150, $50 US. Well, to the right person, I must admit. To the right person, that is. Someone who wants to experience a VR without having to bother to put on a VR headset. That's what this gives you. Someone who's a much better shot in real life with a real gun than they are, or in VR, than they are with a mouse like I am. Someone that wants to have a different experience to everything else, this is it. The shortcomings of this is not movement, these are not other things. It uses an app to switch control profiles, which is ridiculous. No one does that. No one making actual peripherals does that. Or PC stuff does. I mean, this is also meant to be mostly mobile anyway, as you can see by the clip-on. Take this off, then you don't get the mobile experience. But I still like having it on there because why not? I don't know where to put it otherwise. There we go. yeah, definitely worth it. If you aren't the person to get $100 keyboards, then it isn't worth it, because wait for it to drop to a nice controller type price of around $60. There should be sales on it, whatever, in the future. I don't know because it just came out, but yeah. All right, so that'll be our first video. Thanks for watching. Check out the stuff in the description below, and on your screen. And yeah. All right, that'll be our first video. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you in a second.